defense, create live ball turnovers, and maybe create a lot of transition opportunities. Their motto is run, defend, and win.
And that motto has taken them to the big dance with this starting lineup. Greg Ponder, Chris Flemings, Denzel Ingram, C.J. Bryce, and C.J. Geddes. Duke with Grayson Allen, Luke Kennard, Matt Jones, Brandon Ingram, and Marshall Plumlee. The officiating crew here in Providence: Lamont Simpson, David Hall, and Tony Chiazza. We are set for action. The march to Houston begins, and it's Duke controlling the tip. Jones out of bounds, and UNCW will have the first official possession here.
We talked about them trying to create turnovers. They didn't have to do a thing on that one.
Duke 11-7 in the ACC. They led the Fighting Irish by 16 points in the ACC quarterfinals. Lost that game 84-79. They've had time off to regroup. Jump shot doesn't go for Bryce, and it's rebounded by Ingram. They don't have a true point guard on the floor for Duke, so you'll see Grayson Allen handle the ball. Matt Jones will get opportunities, and Ingram can do the job as well. The turnaround. Brandon Ingram, all 6'9", 190 pounds of it.
Well, without a true point guard, Duke does a nice job individually in isolation situations, breaking down their defender.
UNCW 25-7 on the season, 14-4 in the CAA. Way off the mark, Flemings, who grew up a Duke fan in Cary, North Carolina. On a kick out, Kennard trying to get it to Ingram. It's out of bounds. Tip ball. Duke will retain possession with a 2-0 lead. Just over a minute gone by in this first half.
Very important for Duke to stay patient. This UNCW team will try to push the pace, try to get you to make easy mistakes or take some bad shots. Already we've seen that Duke try to penetrate, get to the open man.
Duke trying to become the first team to repeat since Florida in 06 and 07. Ingram swings it. Kennard is in the starting lineup. The bench shot doesn't go, and it's cleared by Geddes.
When you look at UNCW, they want to push as often as they possibly can.
And it's out of bounds. Ponder a little bit out of control for UNCW. We know the Butterflies always enter the equation when you're a lower seed. Kevin Keats has been there as an assistant coach with Louisville. That team won a national championship as he assisted Rick Pitino. First time he's been here as a head coach.
And you know, it's not just those under-seeded teams. I think every team, you want this championship so bad, you want to play so well that every team is going to face a little bit of those Butterflies.
And a foul called as Kennard made his move along the baseline. Let's check out our Infinity Coaches Spotlight on Kevin Keats. In his second season at UNCW, he told us yesterday, hey, look, we are ahead of the plan. We thought this could happen in year 3. It's happened in year 2. The resume includes the stint at Louisville and a longtime head coach at Hargrave Military Academy. Geddes picks up the foul, the 7-footer for the Seahawks. Grayson Allen, kick it out. And a touch foul on the outside. Kennard got a little shove from C.J. Bryce.
We were talking about Coach Keats there and really had a great discussion with him yesterday. And we were talking about the difference between having a good team and a great program, and why he admires Coach K so much is not just for the championships that he's built, but the culture that he's instilled there at Duke. And he was just saying it's harder to build a program than it is to win a tournament.
Grayson Allen, major improvement year 1 to year 2. Ingram on a kick out. Jones loses the ball. Regathers on the baseline. Plenty of time on the shot clock. Ingram not shy from long range. And the box out by the smallest man on the floor. Denzel Ingram. Fires away. Doesn't go. Geddes couldn't secure it. Knocked around. Jones. Excellent effort. Move it ahead for Kennard. Whips it across the perimeter. Allen lines it up. Rims out on a 3-ball.
Great job right there by Plumlee. When you run the floor as a big guy, you make sure that that whole defense contracts, come inside. Open look for Duke, just couldn't knock it down.
Ponder, 50-year senior. No. Geddes the offensive board. A reload here for UNCW. Working against fellow 7-footer. And the baby hook comes up short over Plumlee.
And right now, This is the kind of pace UNCW wants to play, but Duke more than willing to indulge them, getting up and down quickly and looking for good shots. And Duke right now has got the advantage.
Kennard taking it right down the middle. UNCW is 0 of 5 from the field. It's a 4-0 lead for the Blue Devils. Hard double team. Kick it out. Jump shot. It goes. Ponder with a triple. Greg Ponder from Bluefield, West Virginia. 36% from three-point territory.
And that's one of the things Kevin Keats spoke of when you talk about their pressure defense. He was worried you can't press if you don't score. So finally they're on the board, and maybe now it's taking the butterflies away, as you mentioned earlier.
Oh, nice little duck-through move by Ingram. He is very talented.
And he is a tough matchup. There's no one out there on the floor that can match his size and his length and has the same mobility on the perimeter.
7'3" wingspan for Ingram. Denzel Ingram of UNCW, not quite the same wingspan. Working around the perimeter, 9 to shoot, 4 minutes gone by. Ingram's jumper is there.
You have to see what UNCW is doing right now. They're trying to exploit the weakness of Duke in the pick-and-roll defense. They're getting that main guy penetrating, but also the looks in the corner are wide open. Even though we've seen the ball handler shoot, there's a guy wide open in that corner. Look for them to try to exploit that later.
Duke with a 6-5 lead. All of their points have come in the paint. 21st consecutive NCAA tournament appearance for this program. Beautiful spin and setup. Plumlee, big finish.
You're going to see that time and time again off of Duke penetration.
Nice backdoor look and a foul on Kennard. C.J. Bryce will earn a trip to the free throw line when we come back.
Well, when Duke is penetrating nicely, Plumlee behind the basket, always easy to find.
And that's what Kevin Keats did Tuesday night when he met with his team. He pulled out the video of the final minutes of Duke's early round upsets. First in 2007 to VCU, then 2012 to Lehigh, and then most recently to Mercer. His point to us was, when you're playing a team in a program like Duke, you can't build them up too much or you're beat before you even take the floor, guys.
You're talking about a 155-mile difference between Wilmington and Durham. These UNCW guys are familiar with Duke all year long.
Oh, absolutely. And they also recognize that the anatomy of those upsets had a lot to do with upperclassmen and that type of experience against a younger team. And certainly guys who have been there before. When you look at Lehigh, VCU, and Mercer, they had all of those qualities. And Duke, unfortunately, was still young.
They're going 4-on-5 right now. Grayson Allen lost his right sneaker, and Duke turns it over.
You know, speaking about those upsets, when you look at a coach like Coach K and wonder, how do you stay humble, stay focused, respect the process? Well, he's been beat a lot of times. And, you know, the thing that's so fair about sports is that it's unfair to us all. And he's been on the unfair side of it. So, I love the way that he attacks and focuses for every game because he knows what could happen.
He was asked about his young team. He said, hey, it's March. They're not freshmen anymore. Got some changes here. Jordan Talley has checked into the game for UNCW. And Chase Jeter in for Duke. High archer goes for C.J. Bryce. And UNCW with a 9-8 lead.
And here's the full court pressure in earnest.
Allen handled it on the previous possession at top. Jeter, he gets the roll and a foul. Chase Jeter. It wasn't clean, but it counts as 2 and a chance for 3.
You can have great pressure up top, but the back man, the anchor of the defense, probably should have jabbed at the dribbler and got back with a great pass right there, throwing it up in better hands with the soft finish by Jeter.
Another way to try and stop it would be to pressure the passer, but who's going to get in Brandon Ingram's way with his length? And the bottom line is, if you can't beat a press horizontally, go at him vertically.
Catch it, fire. Flemings is off the mark. Jeter clears out space for the rebound. Derek Thornton in the game for Duke. Allen going all the way. And ricochets off of Jeter. Break opportunity here for Bryce. Thornton goes down. Bryce, that's for 2. Book it.
This team wastes no time, particularly in transition. They recognize advantages quickly and they will exploit them.
And for UNCW, they have to score to set their press up, so it's very important that they get good looks and good shots, or they can't play their style of game. 6
points now for the freshman C.J. Bryce out of Charlotte. And a 1-point lead for UNCW. The drive, Jones, a little discard, and he scores on the interior.
Well, you can see the Duke plan right now is to attack aggressively off the bounce and obviously above the rim. That's the best way to get a team out of the pressure scheme.
7 teams in the ACC got bids into the NCAA tournament. Marquise Bryant denied by the rim. And Ingram will handle it for Duke. 1-point lead. All of Duke's points have been in the paint. Allen on a kick. Third and a 3. And it's rebounded by Talley. Looks up the floor. Playing alongside Ingram with a small backcourt for the Seahawks. Flemings. Overlooked. Off the rim on a 3-ball. Rebounded by Bryce. Kick out. Ingram lines it up. Bottom. A triple.
Cannot give extra possessions. It seems like anytime you get an offensive rebound, as you see UNC setting back up in their press, it seems like it's always a wide open 3-pointer when you do not take care of your home boards.
And we are seeing the motto come to life. Run, defend, win for UNCW. The first 2 parts have already happened. We'll find out about the last part later. Ingram missing on an opportunity. Talley up the floor in a hurry. Picked up by Allen. Double team comes as he gives up his dribble. May need some help. Bryce working against Jones. 2-point lead for UNCW. Ryan the dribbler. Side of the rim. Allen flies in for the board.
And when you see the double teams by Duke against the Seahawks, you see that tremendous size advantage.
And the coast-to-coast play. That is something that Grayson Allen has perfected in his sophomore year. Aggressive, going to the hole. Limping just a bit as he makes his way to the Duke sideline. We're all tied up first half.
10+ minutes because of the frenetic play of UNCW. They want to wear you down, get you in foul trouble, tire you out. And so for these 6 guys, 7 guys, are going to have to stay focused and be efficient.
Grayson Allen had 16 points in the national championship game in the victory over Wisconsin. He averaged only 8.6 minutes per game as a freshman. Nearly plays the entire game now as a sophomore. Things have changed dramatically. 15-14 lead for Duke. Talley tried the shake and bake move. Good defense there from the Blue Devils.
Nice split of the defense. Duke can't allow that.
Ryan bounces it right to John Shire, who's an assistant coach for Duke. That's out of bounds.
They always say that teams that press don't like to be pressed. You saw right there, Duke putting a little of the same medicine that UNCW likes to do, press, and it got them out of their offense early. And they just couldn't finish.
And what makes it so difficult for UNCW against the Duke press, as I mentioned, the size disadvantage that they're at. They can't see over, and they try to split. They had one opportunity, but they've been turning it over more than really breaking it.
And a pass was Thornton looking for, but he's fouled by Talley on the outside. Got another change here as Flemings checks back in.
Take a look at the drive right there. Boy, the officials are calling it, I guess, the way it was intended this year. Freedom of movement. No arm bars. No hands on the driver.
1-point lead for Duke. Allen stripped to the ball, and it bounced off of him. Out of bounds.
If they're going to call the game that tight, then Coach Keats, I'm telling my guards to penetrate and put the referees in a tough position, because you want to get these guys in foul trouble if you're at UNCW, because you know you're overmatched.
But they're the ones who foul more than anyone.
Exactly.
29 free throw attempts, or 29 fouls and free throw attempts by opponents.
Geddes the follow. Rebounded by Plumlee for Duke. Thornton gives it up for Allen. Circles and kicks. Ingram thought about the 3. The freshman, Thornton, spin, and the jump shot goes. Derek Thornton out of Chatsworth, California. Was supposed to be a high school senior this year, elected to come to school early based on the fact that Duke needed him. They didn't have a point guard on the roster.
Well, he's been a lot of the glue for Duke to try to keep that short bench together. He's done a nice job sacrificing distributing the ball, getting other guys involved.
And a steal created by Kennard. Ingram takes it to the rack. Timeout, Seahawks.
And Chris, it counteracts the point you were making about UNCW going to the basket. Duke's so adept at taking you off the bounce, especially.
Choose your favorite player on the court or for your taste with Coca-Cola and the NCAA tournament. Duke is on a 7-0 run, trying to end it. Ingram does with a 3-ball for UNCW. 8 points for Denzel Ingram out of Chapel Hill, North Carolina. So he's gotten a taste all around Tobacco Road of what college basketball means in the state of North Carolina.
Well, again, I mentioned before, Duke's so adept at getting you in foul trouble, getting themselves into the bonus because of their ball penetration. Flip side is UNCW, they're an average three-point shooting team, and they average about 7 per game. They're going to have to go way past that average if they're not allowed to penetrate and get some baskets.
Flemings gets the finish. Chris Flemings, the leading scorer for the Seahawks, at 16 points per game. He walked on for UNC-Wilmington and became a first-team all-conference performer. First time it's been done in CAA history.
And those are the first 2 points in the paint for UNCW, right on cue. I talked about them trying to get some higher percentage shots. And here, just off the curl, using his length, Flemings has got to do a lot more to try to get Duke into some kind of foul trouble.
And for Duke offensively, they only have 2 assists on 9 field goals, being that they shoot 30% of their plays are spot-ups from drive and penetration. Guys are doing it one-on-one right now. Let's see if they get other guys involved.
Kennard can't finish. Second foul was called on Tally. 16 fouls against the Seahawks.
And that was a good defensive possession without fouling on the drive.
Ponder hangs and hits. An opportunity for 3.
Now they're getting to the paint. Now you're seeing the complexion of this game change a little bit. Nice ball fake to get Ingram off his feet, and then a lane to the hole.
I asked Coach Keats, I said, what are you telling your team the truth? What do you tell them to make you think that they can win? He said, I run these guys in the ground so they know that we're the best condition. We want to speed up the game, get these guys to make mistakes, but fatigue makes cowards of us all, and he's hoping that how good these guys are in shape will help wear them down and give them mental advantage to UNCW.
Yeah, that correlation between conditioning and confidence is immense.
It's a 7-0 run. Jones short on the 3-ball. Kennard is there. And an issue with the shot clock. By the way, Butler and Texas Tech is underway. You can watch the action on True TV. We are here in Providence, Rhode Island. First round action from the West region. And they've taken care of the time as crew chief Lamont Simpson was all over it. Get it in for Allen. Fires a 3. They're good. Kennard, the offensive board. Kick out. Jones launches and connects on a triple.
That's picture perfect. First of all, constant movement to get the offensive rebound, and then that's the best time to take a 3 off of offensive rebound. The defense is sucked into the middle.
Flemings with a left hand. Starting to heat up. Chris Flemings. That was Duke's first 3 of the day. Now 1 of 6 from downtown.
Even though Duke doesn't have a true point guard, they need to set their offense up quicker, get into something a little bit faster so they have more time on the shot clock when they want to initiate a play.
Ingram, freshman of the year in the ACC. Brandon Ingram using his length.
Talk about initiating the play.
I was going to say, all you do is you put it in his hands.
That's true.
And get out of the way.
We got a timeout with 7:40 points in the paint. It's all Duke, 18-6, but UNCW has picked it up after struggling from the outside. They were 5 of 16. They've made their last 4 shots.
And they're 3 of 7 from beyond the arc, as opposed to Duke's 1 of 6. 50% shooting, that's the points in the paint number that's made the difference.
Dump it in. Geddes. It rims out. And Ingram's got the board for Duke.
Geddes frustrated, but he needs to stick with it. He's getting very good looks down there, and I think on the pick and roll, he's going to have to slip a couple of times, get that ball in the middle, and get it out to the corner. Be a facilitator.
Near steal there for Bryce. Duke retains it with 15 to shoot. We come up on 7 minutes to play in the first half. All tied up. Entry, Ingram. Got a much smaller defender on him. Geddes comes over to help. Kennard fires away. Rebound Jones, tipped in, no. Leak out to Allen. Kennard on the drive. Trying to hook a pass. Geddes is there. Gets it inside. Jeter denied, but a foul. Chase Jeter has gone to the free throw line.
I tell you what, Geddes blocked the Kennard shot by accident. But his stoppage of Jeter's shot, no accident. You see his hands up. Good job keeping him up. But no rotation back to help him. Once a shot blocker goes to help, you've got to rotate down to cover his man. And Chase Jeter right there on the spot. Actually doing pretty well. Last 2 games averaging 6 points, 4.5 rebounds.
Free throws an issue, though. 53%. Who's going to make the most shots? Who has more points in the second half? Play the Capital One NCAA Tournament Run Game on NCAA.com and on the March Madness live app.
The reason I mentioned Jeter's numbers over the last couple of games because he's kind of struggled throughout the season, averaging just about 2 points and 2 rebounds. The expectations were higher, but it seems as though, as I mentioned, over the last 2 games in limited minutes, the light bulb might be coming on because he's an athletic young man that can give Duke a lot of help and maybe extend that rotation here in the tournament.
McDonald's All-American out of Bishop Gorman in Las Vegas. 25-24 Duke. Open look, Ponder. And a snatch on the rebound by Ingram for Duke.
Look at the versatility of that young man. He can bring it up. He can post. A smaller player.
Devontae Kaycock is in for UNCW, his first action. Again, same matchup as earlier. Ingram trying to take advantage. Double team comes. Allen thought about the 3, 7 to shoot. Allen makes his move, and he's fouled. One of the best in the nation when the shot clock is winding down, creating something and often getting to the free throw line.
Yeah, UNCW mismatched down low with the size of Brandon Ingram, but their timing on the double team was pretty good. When Ingram turns his head, that's when the double comes, and it's really disruptive.
Grayson Allen is on pace to lead Duke in both scoring and assists this season. Last Duke player to do it was William Smith, who's now on Mike Krzyzewski's staff. Allen misses at the free throw line, 83% shooter. Duke is 2 of 5 from the stripe. We are under 6 minutes to go in this first half.
Part of the recipe for this UNCW team offensively, they want to get 40 paint touches. 40 is their magic number because on defense they want to get 40 deflections as well. Let's see if they get in the paint or if the guards just keep letting it fly.
Diagonal pass comes out to Flemings. Drives in. Challenging Plumlee. Chris Flemings with the finish.
Excuse me. Chris Fleming on the drive, a sleight of hand.
And a 26-25 lead for UNCW. They led the Colonial Athletic Association in scoring this season at 79.2 points per game. Ingram pulling up. Fleming's there defensively, and it's coming the other way. Flemings releases, loses the ball, going to the rim, and knocked to the outside. Excellent save by Allen for Duke. Duke has missed 8 of its last 10 shots from the field.
And you see what's happening. UNCW, they don't mind a mismatch on the perimeter with Brandon Ingram. It's down low where they look to double team. And they can't afford to foul 30 feet from the basket.
Yeah, but I think that they need to have, this is the college playoffs. You got to let these guys play. And a couple of these calls, if I'm UNC-Wilmington, I'm a little bit upset because they seem to be ticky-tack touch fouls. But now that you know the refs are calling like that, you must adjust.
Kevin Keats very upset at that call. C.J. Bryce. Matt Jones makes the first free throw. Coming up, Baylor and Yale, the 5-12 matchup, and Yale is in the building.
I'll tell you who else is going to be in the building. That's one Mr. Calvin Hill, who's watching this Duke game only so that when his Yale Bulldogs win, so he says, that he can beat his son Grant Hill's team. A little bit of a family rivalry there, huh?
This is just filler for Calvin. The real stuff's coming up.
Oh, yeah. He's a Yale man. He wants everybody to win.
Nice passing on the inside. And the foul. Kaycock with the deuce.
And Matt Jones had an uh-oh moment. After the penetration, you take a look going to the side. Jones should rotate down. Oops, I got to get there. Too late. And that's what I mentioned before on the other end. When you got guys going to penetration, you need rotation down to cover guys closer to the basket. Force the kick out as opposed to the pass inside for the layup.
You're exactly right, but I think the fact that Denzel Ingram has been playing so well, he didn't know, wait, should I get back out here and stop this shooter? But you're exactly right. Stop that easy shot first.
Play the percentage.
That's right.
Ball knocked out of bounds. The officials huddle up, and they have given it to UNCW off the missed free throw. Seahawks tied a school record with 25 wins this season. Fleming's three. Chris Fleming's on target, and it's 31-27. UNCW. This is the largest lead for the Seahawks. They've made 7 of their last 9 shots. Throwing the blast down the middle. Waiting for the contact. He gets it and goes down hard.
Also waiting for the call. That was a little delayed right there. Plenty of contact. And again, Duke, once they break that first wave of pressure, well, first of all, we're going to take a look at the 3 right there by Chris Flemings. But once they break the first wave of pressure, you've got to attack. You don't have a real rim protector if you're UNCW. And guys that are bearing down on you hard, you got a choice to let them lay it up or you got to foul it.
UNCW is 4 of 9 from three-point territory. Duke is 1 out of 7, and they're not making their free throws. A miss from Derek Thornton. They're now 4 of 8 as a team.
They're 1 out of 7, but young teams usually that first game in the tournament, usually that game, if you can make it out of that game, usually when you start to feel yourself and believe in that confidence, usually the first half for a young team, very tough to start off.
Duke cuts it to 3. Thornton splits a pair. We come up on 4 minutes to play the first half. Rainbow jumper doesn't go by Ingram. On a push by Kennard. Denied from behind. It's Kaycock. And another block. Bryce had it swatted, but he's fouled.
Kennard is on the other end asking, wait a minute, ref, I wanted that, but defense here is abundant. Coming from behind, swatting the shot, and on the other end.
With a 31-28 lead on Duke. Combination of Allen and Kennard, a combined 2 of 11 for the Blue Devils.
Yeah, and I just saw that Duke made sure they put their big fella Plumlee back in. Right now, UNCW has 3 blocks to Duke 0. And look for Plumlee to try to be that inside force inside where they need more reinforcement, not only on the boards, but defensively.
And back to your point, particularly Luke Kennard. He's mired in a slump against Notre Dame, 2 of 14, including 0 for 6 from beyond the arc in their loss in the ACC tournament.
Marshall Plumlee broke his nose in the second half against NC State. And since that point, he's been forced to wear the mask. He just tossed it to the side. He is maskless right now for Duke.
That adrenaline is kicked in, and he says, wait, I need something. I can do this without that mask.
Contact. Allen doesn't get a call. The save right back to Allen. Leaves it for Plumlee with the throwdown.
He's trying to play the Lone Ranger now. No longer does he need that mask.
Well, as Kimo Sabe was Grayson Allen on that play with a setup underneath. We come up on 3 minutes to play. First half, 1-point lead for UNCW. Ingram, no. Rebounded. Kaycock has been a factor for the Seahawks. Kick out. Ponder rims in on a 3-ball. Craig Ponder experienced the most games in school history and the biggest one of his career right now.
And again, UNCW there utilizing that offensive rebound just the way Duke did. Kick it back outside for the waiting 3-point shooter.
They are 5 of 11 from 3-point range. The spin move. Ingram gives it up. Allen takes the baseline. Tough angle. Gets a shot off, and he's fouled.
Great job that time by Ingram, who's played every minute of this game, and you know that this team is trying to wear him down, but you can get into plays where you want to just force things. Look, he could have forced that shot, but he made sure that he drove for his teammate, getting his guy to the line. You have to love that type of unselfish play.
So Grayson Allen back to the free throw line, 83% on the season. Kaycock picks up his second foul. Double bonus here for Duke. Coming up, AT&T at the half. We'll get you caught up on all the latest tournament news, highlights, and scores. It's all coming up on AT&T at the half. It's a 2-point game with UNCW in front. Remember, Duke lost to Lehigh in 2012. They were a 15 seed. They lost to Mercer in 2014. They were a 14 seed. UNCW is a 13 seed in the West region. Shot clock is down to 7. Fleming's jumper. And a whistle. Foul is called, and it's going the other way.
It's on Kaycock, it apparent.
And that is number 3 on Devontae Kaycock, an offensive foul. And he will head to the bench, replaced by Marquise Bryant.
And that's tough for UNCW, as Kaycock was a bit of a force inside, particularly on the offensive glass.
Not a deep rotation for Duke, as we mentioned. Big reason why Emil Jefferson, broken right foot in practice on December the 12th, and has not returned since that injury. Allen a 3. Short. Long rebound to Ingram. Get it ahead. Thunder. A follow jam. Chris Flemings for UNCW.
And if I'm Duke, I'm a little upset with the guy standing around the basket, Luke Kennard, and somebody else who, after that miss, they just stood there and watched. And give credit to the hustle of UNCW on that on the follow.
That's 11 points now for Flemings, who got off to a slow start. Ingram with 9 to shoot. Gets it off for Allen. 1:25 to play in the first half. 4-point deficit for Duke.
Oh, my goodness.
There's been 4 or 5 questionable calls, and when you're in this game, you're trying to play with everything. As we see, the outlet, the miss, the follow. And as you said, Lynn, 2 guys just standing there watching as he comes in for the tip dunk.
Yeah, it was Kennard and Thornton right there that just stood and watched instead of going up strong and going after it. I guess they didn't feel there was going to be any follow-up. But on the other end, I was going to say, on the other end, these officials are being judged by how they call if they move to the next level in this NCAA tournament. And that was that's within the rules.
Just have to call them on both ends.
So the foul on Craig Ponder. Grayson Allen back to the free throw line. He has cut the UNCW lead down to 2. 1:24 to play, first half in Providence.
There's contact there. You got to call both of them.
It's Jordan Talley weaving his way through the lane, getting the bucket, and moving gingerly on the other end of the floor. Allen the drive and kick. Contact. Offensive foul. Grayson Allen. Kevin Keats. Big smile on the head coach's face.
We take a look at this one again.
Freedom of movement probably every play in one way or another.
Just over a minute to play. First half, 38-34 UNC-Wilmington in front of Duke. Seahawks are shooting 48% from the field. Duke 40% in this first half. Ingram lets it fly. On a 3. Largest lead of the half for the Seahawks. They are 6 of 12 from downtown. Kennard struggling on the offensive end for Duke. He lines it up and buries it. A triple.
And that's a sight for sore eyes for Duke, as they have to hope that Luke Kennard can get his shooting touch back after having a woeful final game in the ACC tournament, starting off slowly here.
McDonald's All-American freshman out of Franklin, Ohio. 4-second difference. Shot clock, the game clock winding down in this first half. Ingram, a lot of dribbling on the outside. 8 to shoot. Flemings, the go-to guy for UNCW. The jumper is there. Chris Flemings fading away. He's got 13. We get a timeout with 6.5 on the clock and a 6-point lead. Now.
And if you're wondering what Mike Krzyzewski probably called in that huddle, it really depends on the pressure here. But it's certainly going to be something quick, isolation, probably for Ingram or Allen if they can get it.
Kennard, the trigger man, gets it in for Allen in stride, met by 2 defenders. Ingram pulls the trigger. He connects on a 3. And we hit the break in a competitive first half right out of the gate in the 2016 NCAA Men's Basketball Championship. UNC-Wilmington with a tournament in 10 years. They pulled off a huge upset in 2002 against USC. You might remember the name Brett Blizzard. A blizzard hit Sacramento that day. He was the hero for that team. He's now playing professionally in Italy. 43-40 as we start the second half. Fleming denied. Plumlee, the long arm of the law for Duke.
I think Duke came out with some intensity, probably got a little bit of a talking to at halftime, and you see right here Plumlee saying, listen, I'm protecting this paint. Get that shot out of here.
And the first block of the day for the Blue Devils. Seahawks retain it, 15 to shoot, just underway, second half. Lob it inside. Geddes rejected, and a foul called. Plumlee was there defensively, and he will pick it up.
We got to give Plumlee credit now. He's flying all over the court, helping his teammates. He got a little body there. It was a clean block of the ball.
Marshall Plumlee, fifth-year senior, picks up the personal. It sends C.J. Geddes to the free throw line. He shoots it at 75%. Attended the same high school as Ben Roethlisberger, Findlay in Ohio. He actually passed him on the career scoring list in that school's history. Let's check in with Evan Washburn.
Well, I was able to catch up with Duke head coach Mike Krzyzewski, and as for defensive priorities, he said they're playing harder. They're doing a better job with their four-guard offense, with their on-ball screens. He said we need to match their effort. You're seeing that early from Marshall Plumlee. As for his offense, he likes how they're attacking, obviously drawing those fouls, but feels like his guys can do a better job finishing inside, guys.
Plumlee trying to finish with a left hand, and loose change. Matt Jones scoops it up and scores on the interior.
This is not the game to sit back or to try to get back in transition early. You must help your bigs if you're Duke on the boards to help you get extra possessions like the last one.
Ponder the drive, no fear from Craig Ponder.
And it's that kind of play that kind of turned the game a little bit for UNCW, where they had no points in the paint early. They really racked them up by penetration off the bounce and through the pass and got higher percentage shots.
3 Seahawks in double figures, Ponder, Flemings, and Ingram. And a foul is called on Geddes, the redshirt junior. That's number 3 on the 7-footer. Only 7-footer in the CAA.
The fouls are going to be very important. UNCW has got 2 guys with 3, 3 guys with 2.
Ingram, beautiful move by the multi-dimensional Brandon Ingram. He's got 13 points.
And on the flip side, Duke only 1 guy with 2 fouls. The rest just 1.
UConn and Colorado just underway over on TNT. March Madness, the dance has begun. 46-44, UNCW in front. Shot clock's down to 8. Bryce, freshman, stripped the ball. Kennard with a steal. Allen looking to accelerate. He does with a flip to the rim. We're tied at 46.
You see that Duke defensive intensity picking up on the floor. Guys not reaching the foul, but to get a steal, helping their man. Great double team there last point.
Drive by Ponder. He can't finish around the rim. Plumlee big again. Ingram backing in on Ponder. Swings it. Plumlee lost it for a moment. Shot clock's down to 14. Jones with 10. Plumlee out high. Duke has to get into something here with Allen. The drive and kick. Jones launches. Rims out on a 3. And the rebound to Geddes.
I don't know what Geddes was thinking, putting it on the floor. He's not leading the break.
Back door. It bounces off of Bryce. And UNCW turns it over.
Those are the ones you wish you could have back. Wide open there. Could have had a layup. Mishandled the ball.
Ingram takes it in. Bank shot, no, but a foul. Just better energy overall from Duke to start this second half.
Yeah, and I tell you what, Ingram may look like he's skinny, but this guy will take it to the hole. He can handle the physical play inside. Almost gets the finish there, but you have to love how he's being aggressive, not only for himself, but for others.
And some foul issues now for the Seahawks. That's number 4 on C.J. Geddes. Devontae Kaycock, who was a difference maker in the first half, pops off the bench. He's got 3 fouls. First round coverage of the NCAA Division I Women's Basketball Championship begins tomorrow at noon on ESPN2 and watch ESPN. For more information on game times and listings, go to ncaa.com.
That's bad news for UNCW to have both Geddes and Kaycock in foul trouble, and they're going to have to come off the bench. The next tallest guy capable of playing in the middle will be Marquise Bryant, who certainly was not that effective during his time out there on the floor.
They have Dylan Sherwood as well, a fifth-year senior who's 6'9", 215 pounds, an option if they need to go there. Do not go in there. Kennard with the rejection.
You take a look at Duke again, exercising their size advantage. Just about every position, Duke is either even or has a size advantage on UNCW.
Jordan Talley had it swatted and a foul called. Jones, aggressive play with Jeter. They can go either way.
And because of that size advantage, if you are UNC, you need to use your quickness with penetration. Try to get other guys involved, space and spread the floor to make your disadvantage an advantage, at least on the offensive end.
Foul called on Chase Jeter. In the second half, UNCW is 1 of 6, and they've had 2 shots blocked by Duke. Ingram, the jumper, off the rim. Big time rebound from Brandon Ingram, taking the imaginary ladder. Kennard lines it up. Rebounded by Jeter. Jeter brought down. And a foul called. Denzel Ingram.
That's a little bit of frustration there. As you take a look at the offensive rebound, I mean, there's not a whole lot you can do. You got to do a better job of putting a body on the guy instead of trying to handle it after he's received the rebound, because all you're going to do is essentially that, foul.
And the officials are going to take a look at it.
Well, hopefully they don't call grabbing the arm a flagrant one.
Well, if it's
that happens, because that happens on jump shots. You foul guys on the arm. I mean, the arm should never be, especially the strong hand. If I grab your arm, I mean, I don't know where flagrant comes into that, especially if you're in a vertical standing position.
But it's the definition of flagrant, which is that if it's excessive and not a play on the ball, and if you don't even go after the ball and just grab his arm, they're going to call it.
Officials have determined that
on this one they didn't.
Just a foul. Just a foul on Denzel Ingram. It was the little guy going up against the big guy. I got 2 big guys in this broadcast. And it's 50-46 Duke. 8-0 run. Jeter has come in and provided some energy for the Blue Devils.
And I agree with you, Chris, in theory, because the word flagrant to be applied to these fouls may not be the best definition. But as a matter of factual evidence, if you're not making a play on the ball, they're going to call that.
And they got a foul out front. Plumlee was blitzing for Duke. 16-16 to play in this second half. UNC-Wilmington having a tough time finding a rhythm and rediscovering what worked in the first half.
That's because Duke has found their mojo. They have it back, and it started on the defensive end where they're denying the wings, making sure they get up and help on the pick and roll.
Offensive foul, trying to clear out space. Kaycock. That is number 4 on the Riverdale, Georgia native, Devontae Kaycock. So now it will be Marquise Bryant checking in for UNCW.
Give the guards of Duke credit for that play. When you fight through the pick and roll, you put that big fella in a tough position. If he moves his feet, it's a moving screen, but you have to be willing to fight through the screen, which is not the easiest play to make.
Yeah, and I would blame the ball handler. Once the screener is set, it's up to the ball handler to rub your man off.
It's a whistle fest right now. And a foul called as Ingram made his move on the outside, defended by Flemings. And the team fouls piling up on the Seahawks. That's 5 fouls in 4 minutes of action. Duke could live at the free throw line in the second half. The denial by Ingram on the inbounds. Duke controls it.
Well, the numbers don't lie. UNCW, they foul inordinately, and they know it. And unfortunately, sometimes your reputation precedes you, and you may not get calls. You may get calls that you don't deserve, but because of your reputation.
Pretty fake. Ingram off the mark. Plumlee battles on the interior and gets the deuce. Opportunity When we spoke to the coaching staff about Plumlee, what's been the difference? He's worked hard, but he's gotten chances this year. He was playing behind some talented guys in the middle in previous years.
And he's definitely the catalyst for this comeback. Even on the bench, he seems to be the most engaged player, getting on his guys, keeping that energy, letting them know, next man up, your turn.
Off the miss by Denzel Ingram. It's a 10-0 run for Duke. They lead by 6. Just about 5 minutes gone by in the second half here in Providence.
And unless UNCW can find a way to get higher percentage shots, maybe turn Duke over and get some easy transition buckets, this ball game is over.
Grayson Allen is 2 of 8 from the field. Hits a pass inside. And Plumlee is fouled by Ponder. Free throws coming up for Marshall Plumlee. 5th-year senior. It feels like a Plumlee has been part of the Duke program for 25 years. Emerging out of the first 4, that's tonight on TBS, and UNC Asheville also in action. Marshall Plumlee at the free throw line. MP3 following in the path of Miles and Mason, both playing in the NBA, both standouts at Duke. Took a little longer for Marshall Plumlee to find his niche under Mike Krzyzewski.
Yeah, and the system has come to him as much as he has developed in that system. Top 10 in the ACC in rebounds and in blocks. You know, he's been able to find a way to play with his teammates and become an offensive threat at times.
It's a 12-0 run. Marquise Bryant just tossing it near the rim. Plumlee, once again, a defensive factor. 54-46, Duke. Derek Thornton directing traffic. Out front, Plumlee. Rolling to the rim, and he's fouled.
So, what a great job by Plumlee right there. What he's doing is he's getting guys involved with the dribble handoff. It is not just the pick and roll. And if you dribble handoff the correct way, not only can you still set a screen with the ball just like a pick and roll, but a great job by Plumlee right there, sliding and diving quickly so he could be found by the open man.
It's a long drought right now for UNCW. No points in the last 4 minutes and 56 seconds as we check in with Evan Washburn.
And I mentioned how Coach Krzyzewski mentioned effort in the second half, and it's clearly started with Marshall Plumlee. Just watching his energy on the bench, this young team just surrounds him and feeds off that. We even heard last year when he would have those spot minutes and fill in for Jahlil Okafor, this team's energy picked up as a whole. It's obviously clear in the second half that he's been the driving force, guys.
And he's a rim protector. He's such a mean screen for Duke. He's added 40 pounds during his 5 years with the program. 10-point lead. They needed it. Denzel Ingram knocks down the tray.
Why is that important? Because now they can set up their trademark press. Haven't been able to do that in the last few plays because they haven't knocked any shots down.
Duke handles it, and Jones answers with a triple of his own.
And now Duke has far more comfort having seen that pressure in the first half, and now with this kind of lead in a cushion, they're able to attack it at will.
Had a foul called. It is Ingram, and it's number 2. Just about 7 minutes gone by. Second half at the Dunkin Donuts Center. 59-49, Duke in front. They trailed at the half. Fleming's trying to get involved. Left-handed shovel, no. Cleared by Plumlee. Here's Thornton on the push. Roll to the rim, same play, same result. It's Plumlee on a rack attack.
He's playing his role. He's setting the pick and diving hard. With great shooters in the corner for Duke, the team doesn't trust each other to get over and rotate to stop that dunk.
Working around the perimeter, Fleming's hits the jump shot from three-point range.
Well, if they're going to trade 2 for 3, why they take it? I don't see that happening that often, though.
16 points for Fleming's. Trying to trigger on the inbounds. Thornton.
Now take a look at the high screen and roll. I don't know why Marquise Bryant is jumping out there, particularly after the last time. And as I said, trading 3 for 2. If you could hit that 3 with more regularity, I might take it.
To the bench, Plumlee, 12 points, 5 rebounds, 2 blocks. His fingerprints are all over the second half of this game.
This team is now playing with Plumlee's energy, which was sorely missed, as you see right there. Violation.
Yeah, that was a spot throw-in rather than after a bucket, because that ball was knocked out of bounds by UNCW.
Duke was having problems trying to get it in before, and now UNCW takes over. Chance to cut into the lead. Fleming, offensive foul, forcing the issue.
Take a look. Fleming's right here. That's pretty similar to the one called on Grayson Allen in the first half, where the ball handler tried to lean, and there you see spot throw in Matt Jones' move, which created that possession for UNCW.
Chase Jeter taking the hit down low for Duke. Turnover by UNCW at 61-52. Blue Devils. Kennard stripped of the ball. On the move, 3-on-2 development. Fleming's a blast down the middle. The help by Thornton. And the follow goes down. Attacking the rim, C.J. Bryce.
And once again, you talk about the barometer of effort. That's one of the barometers, following up. Duke again fails to follow up on that offensive putback as they did in the first half. It certainly erased it.
Duke built the lead to double digits in this second half. UNCW has cut into it at 61-54, but Duke has gone through these dips before throughout the season, including the ACC tournament. They led the Fighting Irish by 16 in the second half and lost the game 84-79. Oh, what a play! Getting Plumlee involved once again around the hoop.
Great hands. He caught that off the backboard, I believe. It seemed as if he hit the backboard first, but Plumlee's focus. I'm not surprised at anything he does well tonight with his focus and energy.
Yeah, and also it's attributable to the fact that he's the biggest guy out there on the floor, and UNCW has no answer for him. Even Brian, who's only 6'7", is not really accustomed to defending in the paint.
Tally in and out. And Plumlee clears it, 63-54 Duke. Plumlee now with 14 points, 6 rebounds, and 2 blocks. 10 points in the second half. A steal for Tally. They push the tempo. Swing it to Ingram. Lines up the 3. Rebound, tip in goes C.J. Bryce. Nicely done, knifing towards the rim.
Well, there's no back down in UNCW. They have not quit battling. At times, their battle has been futile, particularly against Miles Plumlee. I'm sorry, Marshall Plumlee. You're right. They've all been around too long.
Just pick a Plumlee, Len. It's okay.
And I've covered all of them. So I just picked one out of the hat.
Well, you have to love this. You want a little excitement? I think that hit the backboard first. The energy of Plumlee saying, listen, I can dunk it. I'm bringing the energy for my team. Duke up by 7.
UNCW has sent their 7-footer back into the game. C.J. Getty's playing with 4 fouls.
A lot of times your aggressiveness can be measured at the free throw line. And for Duke, they started off 2 for 5 from free throws. And now they've hit the last 15 of the 16, up to 81%. And that's what you want in the tournament time. Slow the clock down, stop possessions, get up by knocking those free throws down.
And the free throw disparity, that is attempt number 23 for Duke. UNCW has 8. Grayson Allen extends the lead, 65-56. We approach the halfway point of the second half here in Providence. First round action from the West region. The number 4 seed Duke taking on number 13 seed North Carolina Wilmington. Flip doesn't go for Tally. Out of bounds, and the Seahawks will retain it with a new shot clock.
And that last possession by UNCW just shows you, the lack of effective post play, as Getty's had a chance to really post up Plumlee, and he just ran out of the way, got out of the way. Here's an opportunity to post up, and his teammates don't even give him a look.
UNCW had an 11-game winning streak from early January into mid-February. The drive by Ponder, rejected, but a foul on Grayson Allen.
Anytime a guard drives to the basket, Getty needs to realize that Plumlee is coming over to help, and he may be able to be given a lot of handoffs once the offensive man gets the defense in the air. Seems to be a lot of lanes by the biggest guy in shot blocker coming over to help on D.
Craig Ponder at the free throw line, 68%. Your teams, your highlights, your scores, all in one place. Download Team Stream, the free app from Bleacher Report, right now. Denzel Ingram back in. Jordan Talley will head to the bench for UNCW. Ponder 2 out of 2. Hargrave Military Academy. He played for Kevin Keats back in his high school days. Pressure. Duke handles it. Thornton right down the middle. Gives it up. Ingram is fouled. Free throws for Brandon Ingram at the 10:08 mark. If it's Geddes, that's the quota. And it is.
Geddes put in a tough position. 3-on-1, the man back, but he has to realize that him staying in the game is much more important than stopping one play there. Foul, not the smartest play, as UNCW definitely going to miss their big fella. Not only rebounding, maybe trying to intimidate inside and change some shots as well.
Double bonus now for Duke. Geddes is done. Devontae Cacott, who has played a big role on the defensive end for North Carolina Wilmington, he's got 4 fouls.
Well, that's been the Duke story all season, their ability to recognize when teams are close to going over the limit, and they won't settle for jump shots. They will continue to drive and put the pressure on the defense. And right now it's a dilemma for Kevin Keats. If he's going to get back in his ball game, does he persist with the pressure, allow Duke to break it and get advantage breaks and get them in further foul trouble, or does he back off and try to do it in the half court and the defense is more set?
Almost like the West Virginia team. I don't know if these teams know how to play without pressing and speeding it up. So might have to keep their identity to the end.
Well, West Virginia is #1 in the country in free throws attempted against them. UNCW is #2. 66-58 Duke. Kick out. Long three. Ponder off the rim. Rebounded by Allen. Into the hands of Thornton, coming off the bench for Duke in recent games. Allen pulls the trigger. It's offline. Knocked to the outside and tracked down by Ingram. Second chance opportunity here for the Blue Devils. Up by 8. Thornton defended by Denzel Ingram, the transfer from UNC Charlotte.
UNCW's got to be more focused and fundamentally sound on the rebound and blocking out.
The touch. Brandon Ingram, intermediate game.
Blocking out when Duke misses, but blocking out.
And 2 players down at midcourt. It is Thornton grabbing his left leg. And Chris Flemings is down for UNCW. Who had his bell rung on that collision with Thornton. Drew Moore, the athletic trainer for UNCW. 68-58. Under 9 minutes to play now in the second half. Talley is in. He drives. Foul is called as he looked to turn the corner on Plumlee.
And if any way possible for UNCW to get higher percentage shots, points in the paint, it's going to have to be off the bounce. And when you challenge the defense like that, oftentimes you're rewarded. You can't just settle for threes, not at this juncture.
That is number 3 on Marshall Plumlee. Jordan Talley, the first recruit for Kevin Keats when he got the job at UNCW out of Richmond, Virginia. Fleming's back in. Got a light breather and right back out there, leading this team in scoring at 16 points per game. We mentioned his mom is a huge Duke fan. Tracy, just not today. And Chris grew up a Duke fan as well. Again, not today. 8-point game, 8:45 remaining.
Net pressure, a little more tempo control, not allowing an advantage situation. So now UNCW a little better equipped to play defense in the half court.
Plumlee on a back in against Cacott. Clear it for Ingram. Clearing out space. Shot clock's down to 3. Allen the pull-up pop. Book it.
Dribble, pull up, just like you work in practice. Such a beautiful play, being aggressive off of the catch.
And back to a double-digit lead for Duke. Ponder drives in. The flip goes down. Craig Ponder.
As quick hitters like that, if they can find some accuracy, and get UNCW back into this ball game, but it all begins on this end, trying to string together some stops.
Ingram to the hole. He's fouled. Jordan Talley was the last line of defense. Ingram will shoot free throws when we return to Providence. It's an 8-point lead for Duke. All right, Greg. Texas Tech and Butler in that 8-9 matchup. Winner there will play Virginia Hampton survivor. And you can watch the action later today on True TV. Brandon Ingram's at the free throw line. Short, 69% on the season. Team Krzyzewski also on hand. I think they've gotten used to long March extended runs.
Well, let's give them credit. You know, a coach always needs great support, and I'm sure that that's his strength right there, his team.
Devontae Kaycock fouled out, so Dylan Sherwood is in for UNCW, and Talley makes it happen going to the rim. He'll now head to the free throw line.
Sherwood just needs to come in and be active, especially on the pick and rolls. UNCW likes scoring off the pick and rolls. If he sets quick screens and dives to the basket hard, there may be some open opportunities.
And equally important on the defensive end, don't try to do too much. Just go help and also block out.
Yeah,
that's the most important thing. Fundamentally, just block off.
He's a fifth-year senior from Pittsburgh, New York. Had one prep year at the home school in Princeton, New Jersey. And it's a 6-point game. Duke 70, UNCW 64. Derek Thornton appears to be okay after the collision at midcourt. Ingram gets a touch against Flemings. And a foul on Flemings. Ingram heading to the free throw line.
Being that you know Ingram's likes to drive, I wonder if Fleming wants to give him just a little more space right here and kind of force the shot. You know he loves to drive and take the spin, but just a smart play by Ingram.
I know, but on that play, you know, you've got to back off. As soon as he goes and put it on the floor, you've got to continue to back up and give up some room off the bounce and hope that your help comes.
4 consecutive state titles in high school in Kinston, North Carolina. Everybody just assumed he was going to be a Tar Heel. Didn't work out that way. He ends up at Duke. He had a relationship with Jerry Stackhouse and Reggie Bullock, so the assumption was, he's going to be in Chapel Hill. Plumlee, another block for the 7-footer, his third. And a foul call to boot.
You compound the error in judgment with another one. You know, once Talley got the shot block, let it go, get back and play defense. You're not taking the ball away. You know, and I don't understand how you would listed at 6 feet and probably more like 5'10", expect to take a 7-footer to the basket, and then you compound it by fouling after they get possession.
And that's 4 fouls now on Jordan Talley. It sends Allen to the free throw line. Not a whole lot of Luke Kennard. It's been Derek Thornton in this second half. Kennard started the game, struggled with his jump shot in his first career NCAA tournament game, 2 of 8 from the field.
Combine that with 2 of 14 in his last game in the ACC tournament.
Now Grayson Allen is taking advantage of his opportunities at the line. He's now 9 of 10. He's got 15 points. Allen is 3 of 10 shooting. We will hit the 7-minute mark in this second half. It's 73-64. Shot short from Ingram. And rebound to Jones.
Not a lot of passing, not a lot of movement by UNCW. You know, they're not even making Duke have to expend any effort on the defensive end.
That's the problem with getting down. You lose that focus and you try to do it by yourself, hero ball, and not stick to the tennis that got you here in the tournament in the first place.
Hero ball, huh? Is that what they call it?
One-on-one, yeah. I played with some heroes. It's not that fun.
You want to start listing them, Chris?
No.
Oh, no. Maybe after the broadcast, you'll tell me. Grayson Allen back to the free throw line.
That's true. There is no 9-point shot in basketball. So you got to just play with your teammates whether you like it or not.
That's right.
Foul called against Dylan Sherwood. Watch live games on your computer, phone, tablet, or streaming device with NCAA March Madness Live. Watch now at ncaa.com/March Madness or download the app today. 2 out of 2 for Allen. It's an 11-point cushion now for Duke.
You know UNCW trust each other on the defensive end with their presses. You have to. Let's see if they start executing and trusting each other on the offensive end.
UNCW was picked to finish 6th in the CAA preseason poll. A block by Ingram. Fleming's one of the bucket. Ingram got him clean.
That was an outstanding defensive effort by Brandon Ingram. Finally, UNCW tries to take somebody off the bounce. But in a one-on-one situation against a guy with that kind of length and timing, you know, you got to pick a better target.
Thornton into the hands of Ingram. 8 to shoot. Ingram against Flemings. Screen set by Plumlee. Illegal.
And he knew it. Take a look right here on the spin. You cannot underestimate that length.
Go gadget on. 7'3"
Exactly.
wingspan. He is swatting anything in that paint.
Just get that little extension.
So you were an Inspector Gadget guy. Then,
oh,
right?
yeah, definitely.
Don Adams, the voice of Inspector Gadget. Some of us know him from Get Smart.
Yes.
Others know him from Inspector Gadget. Under a three. He buries it. And UNC-Wilmington very much alive here. Just trying to build some momentum in this second half. Ponder's got 18 points. He's 3 of 5 from three-point territory. Trying to shake UNC-Wilmington here in Providence, Rhode Island. First round action, 2016 Men's NCAA Basketball Championship. The march to Houston. 75-67, the Blue Devils in front. Double up on Allen. Ball handler is Thornton. And they get it across. Kennard is in after Plumlee picked up his 4th foul.
Duke has been very disciplined on the press, not taking the shots that UNC are trying to bait them into taking.
A stumble by Kennard. And a 3-on-2 developing if they work it quickly. Under the Euro step, going to the hoop. It's a 6-point game with 5:20 to go. 20 points for Craig Ponder. Allen trying the scoop, creative. And a foul is called. Free throws for Allen. They've been in the double bonus for an eternity.
Oh, you take a look right here. Luke Kennard having all sorts of problems in handling the ball. And a nice decision there by both the offensive player as well as defensively. Grayson Allen recognizing you don't need to contest that when we've got enough of a lead. We don't want to get in foul trouble. But on the other end, once again, Duke not settling for threes, really going after the basket and forcing the foul.
First team All-ACC, Grayson Allen. 12 of 13 at the free throw line. This is 35 attempts now for Duke at the stripe.
That's one of the things that's made Allen number 3 in the nation in points per possession among high usage guys. And guys who take about 18 shots per game. Or 18 touches per game, I should say.
Allen has 14 free throw attempts. UNCW, as a team, has 14 free throw attempts. And a foul called. C.J. Bryce making his move. Plumlee was there with him.
And the derisive cheer goes up from the UNCW fans.
Jones picks up the foul. That is number 4 on Matt Jones. Again, Duke only plays 7. Neil Jefferson is such a big part of their team, averaging a double-double in the 9 games he played in. Duke went 8-1 in those games. This is before the meat of the schedule against ACC competition. Jefferson's been traveling with the team, but still walking around with a boot on his right foot. He's practiced some. There was still pain. Could not push off. Jones gets it in for Plumlee. Duke leads by 6 and even 5 minutes to go. Allen races across. Gives it up. Plumlee! He rocks the rim.
And where's the rotation once again? Guys at the top got to recognize they got to get below the line of ball and help.
The finish and the foul. Jones is done. Rice has gone to the stripe.
Are you kidding?
There is no quit in this UNC team. The great backdoor cut and the finish right there.
Matt Jones got beat on the play.
That's what he's mimicking what I said. Are you kidding? Once he got beat, there was no need to reach.
Unnecessary from Jones. It has cost him the final 4:42 of the second half. His 5th foul. Jones exits with 12 points, 5 rebounds. The junior from DeSoto, Texas, is now in spectator mode. C.J. Bryce, the freshman, converts 64% shooter.
We're talking about the dominance we've seen with Duke getting in the paint, points in the paint. Talking about the dominance in drawing fouls and getting to the free throw line. All of that. And UNCW is only down 5.
4:27 to play. Thornton out front, defended by Ingram.
Every time Ingram's gotten the ball, he's made something positive happen in that ISO, whether getting other guys involved or getting to the bucket or the free throw line.
Allen, photo jam! It's Plumlee.
And how often have we said it today? When the big guy for UNCW helps, somebody's got to help him. But Grayson Allen, no quit on. Well, he certainly has on the defensive end, being that rim protector you would expect, being 7 feet in the middle, and then the beneficiary of consistent and numerous drives by Duke into the paint, forcing the help. And Plumlee wide open for the flushers.
A jumper by Sherwood. Around the rim. And rebounded by Allen. Dylan Sherwood shooting 28% from long range. Allen lobs it up. And Plumlee! The plumber with the flush.
I was hoping to see UNCW adjust, maybe. Not go to penetration, send someone else to make the stop. But they continue to help out and not rotate. And Marshall Plumlee having a field day. 3 feet from the rim, 1 foot from the rim.
And the block by Ingram. On Ingram. No relation. Foul called. Second block for Brandon Ingram. This time he got Denzel Ingram going to the hoop.
It'll be interesting to see if Duke moves on, how their defense will improve. We all know that this year they've been up and down defensively, but it just seems like when Plumlee and Ingram are engaged defensively, it's hard to score over their length, especially when you have a size advantage like this. But interesting to see will they carry on, if they carry on.
Plumlee knocks down the first free throw. The winner here will take on the winner of Baylor and Yale, which is coming up from Providence, the 5-12 matchup in the West region. 21 points for Plumlee. That ties a career high. Also has 8 rebounds and 3 blocks. We're down to 3:28 to play. Sherwood another 3 attempt. And this time he gets the shooter's bounce.
Whoever sets the screen offensively for UNCW is open every single time, whether you pop or whether you dive.
Thornton lobbing again. This is not the same replay over and over. Plumlee with the jam. Under pull-up jumper goes down. We will hit 3 minutes to play. It's 85-78. Lob it in. Risky pass. Allen is there. Allen aggressive. Gets it to go. And the foul.
You must stop the ball or you put the rest of your defense in a tough position where they have to help. And then you were playing different numbers. No one is stopping the ball there. A feeble attempt at trying to either foul, get a charge, or get out of the way right there.
Yeah, Denzel Ingram was not putting his body on the line. Not yet, at least. But more importantly, as I mentioned, when the game got down to 2 possessions, I'm really curious as to why UNCW persisted in the full-court press, because all they did was give Duke easy opportunities once they beat that first wave to get an advantage break. And advantage they got just by tossing it up near the rim as the help comes out, leaving Marshall Plumlee by himself.
Paint points, 40-26, Duke. We have 2:40 remaining in the second half.
Duke has gone into a zone, so therefore the middle guy has to be the outlet. That's the big guy. There's only one big guy on the floor for UNCW, but that middle gap, just like there, will be wide open in the zone.
Turnaround jumper by C.J. Bryce. And a timeout call by Kevin Keats. We've got an 8-point game. Baylor waiting its turn to take the floor here at the Dunkin' Donuts Center.
And we mentioned, should Duke advance, they're going to play the winner of Baylor and Yale our next game. And both of those teams present a little more of a challenge from a size standpoint.
In the second half, Duke is shooting 70% from the field, high percentage shots, a lot of Plumlee dunks, and 25 free throw attempts in the second half alone. Using clock, 9 to shoot. Allen trying to shake off Sherwood. Kick out. Kennard's been struggling. It continues. Plumlee got held, or did he do the holding? Plumlee got hooked on the inside. Marshall Plumlee is called for the foul, and that's it. That's number 5 on Plumlee.
Take a look right there. There's a block out, and Plumlee just uses his left arm.
Oh, I don't know. That might be a trick by the little fellas that'll grab your arm and then pretend to fall as your arm comes back. But maybe I'm just being biased as a big fella. It definitely works.
Do you have a little fella bias, Chris, that I should know about as we enter 4 games today?
Yeah, I'm a big fella. It's hard to keep up with the little guys. The speed, the quickness. Yeah, I have a bias.
I'm outnumbered at the table. I need help. Between the 3 of us, we've got nearly 20 feet of humor.
I was saying, come on, Chris, you sit right next to him.
I know.
That free throw goes by Chris Flemings.
And I will tell you what, last 2 minutes, they got Marshall Plumlee out of the game, who had been playing above the rim with no contest. And secondly, that foul now makes it a 2-possession ball game with 2 minutes left.
Jones done for the day. Plumlee joins him on the bench. It's 88-82 Duke with 1:55 to go.
I think right now, 2-possession ball game, you don't want to fall. You want to play solid defense. Even if Duke wants to run that clock down, there's enough time to fit in enough possessions if you can string together some stops.
Ingram looking to take over. Double team. Kick out for Thornton. Shot clock's down to 6. Thornton a crossover. Contact throws it up. Oh, it goes! And a foul! A circus shot from Derek Thornton. And a chance for a 3-point play.
And that's not the conclusion Kevin Keats wanted on this defensive possession. Wow. Wow. Bad call. Bad call. That's the same call that they've been calling. They called it on Grayson Allen, and it wasn't a good call. They called it on somebody in this end, the same kind of play where the ball handler tries to lean to the side. And if you're going to make those good calls, you got to make that one too.
Free throw goes in and out for Thornton. 4th foul on Dylan Sherwood. We're down to 1:28 to play. Duke leads by 8. Oh, that's a bomb. Oh, Denzel Ingram from long range.
Oh, man.
A timeout with 1:24 to play.
And it's really a question of, can you string together stops? And if you do, can you get a high percentage look and put it in, or draw a foul and get to the line?
UNCW must stop the ball handler and also get back to the outlet guy that is in the paint where Plumlee has been living all game.
The defend-off from Ingram. Flemings was looking for a call. Duke gets it across. 1:12 in the game clock. 18 on the shot clock. Allen defended by Ingram. 5-point lead for Duke. 10 to shoot. Allen loses his footing. It's a travel. Duke turns it over with an even minute to play.
Can you defend without fouling? And they do right here.
Well, there's a slip, and the mistake Grayson Allen made was trying to get up. You can hit the deck, but when you make the attempt to come up, I believe that's when you call the travel.
UNCW shooting 50% from 3-point territory, 11 of 22.
Possession arrow was in Duke's favor. The best thing would have been to stay down and let them tie you up.
Sherwood in there because Getty's fouled out. Ponders had a big game. Sherwood looking for an open man. He needs help. Using a lot of clock here. Ingram lets it fly. Short. Rebound. Flemings. Knocks it to the outside. That doesn't go. Sherwood got a hand on it. Rice denied. the basketball. Allen goes down once again, and it's out of bounds. Duke will retain it. Grayson Allen has slipped on back-to-back possessions for the Blue Devils.
Either the floor is slippery on this side or he needs to go and make an equipment change really quick.
I say you better cover up that logo, man, because I would be embarrassed if that cost them the game.
It was in a similar area to the previous possession. Duke turned it over the last time around on a travel against Allen. This time, Duke caught a break as the ball deflected out of bounds. We've got 21.4 to play. Shot clock has been turned off.
Oh, Duke, and now you got to foul immediately. Try for a steal, but make sure you're in the vicinity or there's someone else there to back you up and foul. Let's extend the ball game.
Brandon Ingram will toss it in for Duke. He goes long for Allen. And there's the foul given by Ponder.
You know, as competitive as it was on that last possession on UNCW's basket, the multiple tries and the inability to come up with possession actually hurt them because it took the time off the clock. You know, vitally needed time that they could have used to try to get back into this ball game.
13 of 15 at the free throw line today. 83.5% on the season. 21 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. And attack on another point for Grayson Allen. This is now a 6-point game. 19.9 on the clock.
Here we go, one shot.
As a team, Duke is 29 of 40. Allen calmly hits a pair. UNCW, no timeouts remaining. We're down to 16 seconds left. They trail by 7. Flemings, 3-ball off the back of the iron. Fight for the rebound. Ingram's got it with 11.8, and he is fouled.
That was the last gasp by UNCW on that shot.
Fifth foul on Ponder. He exits in his final collegiate game with 22 points, 4 rebounds, and 4 assists. Marquise Bryant checks in. Brandon Ingram can pad the numbers. 19 points, 9 boards for the Duke freshman.
Yeah, let's give Craig Ponder a lot of credit. He was undersized against some larger guards for Duke, able to knock down the threes, able to find a way to get to the basket and to distribute the ball. 4 assists to go along with those 22 points.
1 out of 2 for Ingram. 20 points for him. Final seconds here in Providence. The jumper rings out. That'll do it. Duke got a scare, but the defending champions advance with a 93-85 victory over the University of North Carolina, Wilmington.